So apparently, God's Not Dead is not the only Christian film that's coming out this year. There's another one titled A Matter of Faith. And wow. I mean, just from the trailer alone, I can tell this is gonna be bad.
Ladies and gentlemen, today we're going to answer the age-old question. Which came first, the chicken or the egg?
One of the hardest things for a father is when it comes time to send his little girl off to college.
Biology? Did you get Cayman?
Complex life forms evolved from simpler life forms.
Wow. That professor is full of shit. I mean, chicken evolving from an egg? No, they are the same life form. That's not a good example of a complex life form evolving from a simple life form. and if that's how they're going to represent biological evolution for the rest of the movie, which obviously they probably are, then that pretty much sets the tone for me. This movie's going to be pretty lazily written and even more lazily researched.
Right.
The guy's an evolutionist.
Please understand that evolutionist is a Christianese term, and it really doesn't have much meaning to me, because I am no more of an evolutionist as I am of a gravityist, or a germ theorist, or a Big Bangist. Like, all of these theories suggested by scientists throughout history, for me, really stand on their own merit. I don't worship Darwin. I don't hold the Origin of Species up as a holy book that is unchanging and always true. You know, if the day comes, if tomorrow there is solid evidence that refutes Darwin's theory of biological evolution through natural selection, then I will look for an alternative explanation. The only reason why I accept evolution now is because right now it is the most likely explanation. It is the most supported, at least with a huge body of peer-reviewed papers that supports it. But I do not think of Darwin in the same way that you think of your God.
And there's nothing in the whole course description about biblical creation as even a plausible alternative.
Except you're not mentioning that creationism is not scientific at all. I mean, you may say it is, but it has none of what we consider the hallmarks of the scientific method. It cannot be tested. It cannot be falsified. It does not propose any other further research that can be done in that way. Like, with biological evolution, there's a lot that can be done. We've developed vaccines from it. We've helped with certain parts that in engineering, you know. But if you're just gonna say God did it and just stop there, well, great. Where do you go from there?
All our public schools and universities teach evolution as the answer to the origins of life.
Wow. How many times does it have to be said? Biological evolution through natural selection is not an explanation on the origins of life. That's abiogenesis. Evolution only explains the diversity of life. I will end this video here by saying this. If you are a creationist and you follow this sort of thinking, that why don't we introduce creationism in the science classrooms, then I think you are a hypocrite, and I present to you this scenario to show you why. So creationists are so happy to try and fight for alternative explanations for biological evolution. But how gung-ho would they be if instead of teaching the word of their God in church, why don't we introduce some alternative explanations? Like, how about biological evolution for the diversity of life and not Noah's Ark, you know? Maybe you should have a mandatory class in church teaching Darwin's theory. Or we don't even have to go that far. Why don't we have alternative explanations from other religions and see how you feel? And you might be saying, oh, well, it's not the same. Church and school are not the same. Well, both are funded by taxpayer money. And unfortunately, I think that while you do have the right to believe whatever you want to believe, what kids should be taught as a scientific fact and what they should be taught by their parents as an extracurricular religious alternative explanation should continue to remain separate. Just remember, you wouldn't like that shit done, do you? So why the hell do you think that you can get away with pulling that shit on me? May the truth always be heard. Peace.